Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Bocchi the Rock, finale of season 1. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Thanks everybody for watching this show. We're gonna be putting out a review podcast of this in the next little while. After this comes out on YouTube, it'll be posted probably in like a week or two after the thing. It might be streamed, it might not, I'm not sure. There might be a community tab thing. I'll probably put something on screen if you should go to the community tab, or if it's already picked. Usually we do it like way beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't know. Check out our review podcast that we do. We try to do them whenever we finish a show. We have a backlog of them, but we're gonna do one of this show after it's finished posting on YouTube. So make sure to go check that out on our channel if you want to hear our full thoughts. We'll talk about the episode here, but we'll leave the full review, at least most of it, for the full review. Anyway, leave a like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed our reactions to Bocchi. Ready to get into the festival performance. It's gonna be awesome. Let's check it out right now. Let's go.
Straight into it.
Futari is gonna be going crazy. What?
It's like she's supposed to be unconscious, or is she just there?
Look at her shredding over there. Everyone's trying to watch the show now.
Looks like everyone's really enjoying it.
Are you telling me that's gonna be it? If they said 3 songs.
Yeah.
Are they really gonna cut out the rest of it? We better see all of those songs this episode.
Yeah. Well, because I think, didn't they say the second one was gonna have like a big solo? I was just gonna say something like so cheesy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
About to call her
Dad's
Bocchi.
just still crying.
I'm so glad they're actually showing the concert. I bet I really hope they show all 3 songs.
Me too.
Way more funky.
Oh no. Oh no. Is it really something wrong with her guitar? It broke!
The peg's broken.
I knew it!
Oh no.
Can her dad like quickly fix it? Or she can take her guitar?
Hopefully they notice.
She gonna give her a guitar?
Probably.
Oh, she's doing. What?
Bottleneck. And then they can fix it between songs. This is a good song. Look at Nijika with the fucking drums. That's so badass. Kito was a badass there.
Yeah. She's gotten really good.
She's able just to completely improvise and fill the gap. Mm-hmm. I guess she can't fix the strings. The peg's completely broken.
What is she doing?
Oh my god!
Bocchi, what the fuck are you doing? Someone call a teacher! Psycho! No way!
No!
This can't be real. That can't be real. That can't be how it ended. No way! Oh, that pisses me off, kinda. Aww. What? Why would they do that? There's no way is this still real?
That sucks.
Is that real?
Yeah.
What?
私は人を引きつけられるような演奏はできない。けど、みんなと合わせるのは得意みたい。これからももっとギター頑張るから教えてね。後藤さん、ひとりちゃん。はい。じゃあ先行くね。準備できたら来てね。はい。私。
So we're just gonna act like that just didn't happen?
That's so depressing.
It seems like it was just a way for them to cut the thing short so they could have more like slice of lifey stuff at the end instead of a big climactic thing. Or maybe there's more they want to do and they just like didn't want to do another song.
Oh. No one even knows her, so all they know is that she just flung herself off the stage. I'm sure it can be fixed.
そんな心配しなくていいよ。でもそれにライブ中に壊すなんてなんか落としちゃうな。今は博多ってやつも売ってるらしいし、今度のライブでしてくれよ。ここに持って行きたいの。俺だし、一人も自分のギター買ってみたらどうだ？
No, I want her to keep using that one. She can just get it fixed.
でもバイトはしてるけどライブのノルマで消えるからさ。
大丈夫。お金ならある。
何この
大金まさかやめよ。あ、こんなくらい。
うちはそんな切迫してないよ。それは
ね、一人のルーナ広告者。
Oh.
一定の再生数があるとお金がもらえるんだ。
She's like, shit! I could have been. She's like, I could have just kept doing this to get more money.
再生数結構あったからお父さんこっそり広告してたから。うちの娘。
Except that's not quite how it works, because Bocchi's a kid. But I guess if they don't know, then they can't take the money away.
音楽はよくわからないけど上手だなって思ったよ。お母さん。
This is the first time I've ever talked to you.
狂言が達者になって父さん悲しかったけど。
30万ある。まさか
Damn!
棚ぼた展開が起こるなんて。10万前後のギターを買ったとして残り20万。この残りをノルマに当てれば2年近くはバイトしなくてもライブできる。よし、バイトやめよう。
Come on now.
Let's do it.
This is my last day.
No, quitting school, not her job.
No, she said I could pay for my quotas without having to work for 2 years.
Oh, actually quitting her job.
She's powering up.
バイトがなんだって？
Can't come with the nerve to quit.
心血注いで仕事頑張りまし
なんで突然の決意表明？
切り出すのが一番大変なんだ。ばっくれ。いやいや、住所抑えられてるし、じゃなくてみんなに迷惑が。
But they know where I live, so I'll face consequences. I mean, I don't want them to be in a bad spot.
店長さんの今欲しいもの聞いてきてもらえますか。で、ぼっちちゃんが。お姉ちゃん誕生日近いし、プレゼントかな。
特にない。
いらねえだって。ぼっち、ロールとルフェの新作ヘッドレス。
Oh my
それとデート
God
クラスのアンプヘッドが欲しい。楽器屋さん行きますよ。レッツラゴー。
ぼっちちゃん優しい。でも私はサプライズ派なんだ。
So you do want something.
行ったらやっぱここ入ろう。
Who's that dog?
It's so nice.
無理してれば話しかけてこないはず。
You're with your friends.
店長、不満少女が発見してきました。コアなファンに違いない。お客様、しかもギターをお探したら2階の。
It's those cats again.
色とか北ちゃんのギターに似合うんじゃない？ピックってこんなに種類あるんですね。こうしちゃおうかな。いいんじゃない？お客様、この後、ハンドメイド作業なのね。
You're gonna knock something over.
楽器見ろよ。すみません。このベースって試奏できたりしますか？大丈夫ですよ。先輩また買うんですか？別にちょっと気になるから軽く弾きたいだけ。スラップしていいですか？はい、いいですよ。これなんですけど。こいつまさか。すごい。すごいいいベース。思想で本気出してどやるやつだ。けどさ。あ、これが漫画でよく見るドラマ孤独問題か。私もギターとベース楽買っちゃおうかな。
Just wants to be included.
そうか、寂しかったのか。これか。
Oh, they got like the Van Halen
山田
style over
さ
there.
んいいですよね。それ特注仕様ですよ。すごくいいギターですよ。あ、よかったら試奏なされますか？初めてのギターなら C も揃えた方がいいですよ。
Trying to upsell her with a bunch of shit.
買います。ぼっちちゃんも
No.
でしょ。経験者の方でしたか。失礼しました。いえいえ、大丈夫ですよ。この子のギターが最近買えなくて、今日は大体機を探しに来たんです。ひとりちゃん。
The puppet face.
今時学生さんでも何本も持ってるからね。そうなんですね。このギター気に入った？ひとりちゃん。このギターに
Listen.
ひとりちゃん、ありがとうございます。
Doesn't even try it out or anything.
このギター私が検品してメンテナンスもしてたんです。すごく作りが良くて私もお気に入りで、このギターもお客様に選ばれて嬉しいと思いますよ。お買い上げありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。ギター忘れてますよ。どんだけ買える。はい、店長さんまたお店に遊びに来てくださいって。はい、すいません。いいギター見つかってよかったね。はい。
If she just doesn't like it, she gets home, she's just like, I hate this fucking thing.
今日はなんか用事？ぼっち、早くギター弾きたい。もうまた二人だけ通じ合う感じ出してる。まあ落ち着いて。文化祭も終わったし、次のライブのこととかいろいろ考えないとね。ですね。一曲よろしく。こればっかりはリレーション待ち。私にできる でもしたじゃん。寮に来やすくそういうこと言っちゃダメだよ。じゃあ早速だけど牛丼おごって。お姉ちゃん来るよ。かっこいい。
It's got like a whammy bar too. It's better.
ごめんなさい。君のことも忘れてないよ。許して。
Back to her old ways.
行ってきます。
Asian Kung Fu Generation. Oh yeah, maybe they wrote either this song or one of the other songs because Kanabun, or the singer from Kanabun, wrote some of their other songs. This sounds like it could be a Asian Kung Fu Generation song. Look at that.
Thank you.
Good show. What did you think of that episode?
A good episode. I felt a little bit ripped off.
I feel extremely ripped off. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta fucking say it. I feel so ripped off by that. I feel like maybe they thought that they hit the big crescendo when she like did the bottlenecking with the thing, and when Kita like picked it up to lead her in. I feel like that was like, oh, this is the moment, like the whole season of like them learning and like becoming a band. It's all in this crystallized moment, but it didn't hit the heights that I think they thought it did, or that they wanted it to. For me, it didn't hit that.
Maybe for some people it hit that, but for me, there wasn't like the first song was really good, but there wasn't like. It was like, oh, this is cool, but I never felt like, oh, this is like I didn't feel in that moment like it was the moment.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit disappointing because then because then it seemed like because that wasn't the height of it, then it was like, oh, maybe in their third song will be like. It will like hit that.
I was also waiting, like they set such a standard throughout the rest of the show with the animation that I was expecting that like they like, we could talk all the time about how they do like all these experimental pieces of animation just randomly in comedy. And the previous times where they were playing as a band and like really rocking out and succeeding, those really shined in terms of just visually. So I was expecting them to like combine both of those and like get a little bit more experimental and get like really put it into this moment, and they kind of didn't. And I guess then it sort of reinforced the idea that this is more like a slice of life show than it is a band show, really. You know, like it's more about them hanging out as a friend group and like learning and growing together than it is. Because if in the critical moment they chose to cut the thing short with a joke that they thought would like make everybody laugh and like kind of cuck everybody, but also it's funny that they just cut it short and it's like, oh, you had all these expectations, that's all ruined, and they're like, oh, isn't that so funny? To me, I'm just like, I just feel cut off. And then they did that, I think, because they wanted more slice of life, like more with the characters to end it off, when I think that if you cut out a bit of them shopping for a guitar at the end and all that shit, and just 2 or 3 minutes and fucking went hardcore in that last song, and like you expect it, because like it seemed to me like it was setting up for, you expect the second song to be like, okay, Bocchi's gonna do the solo, and then they're really gonna, and that's gonna be the moment. But then what if they did that, and then in the third song they just kill it so hard, and it's like they just blow it away.
Yeah, I think the thing was with that joke and with cutting it short is because that was supposed to be the moment, then another song after that would have had to been not as good as that for that to still remain the moment. So then they don't do the song, and that's why she jumps off the stage and stuff, which was still kind of funny. I think I wouldn't have been mad if I felt like the moment was satisfying enough. If it was like say we're watching something like Haikyuu, which has a lot of like really incredibly satisfying moments that like really hit the mark. Yeah. You know, like in that show, you can like end things, or they can still lose, or like something can happen, but you feel satisfied because there was that one moment that was like, that was the moment, that was so incredible, I don't care anything else that happens, because that was like, that was the point of this whole thing, you know? it's like, oh, they we're in perfect timing. This is amazing. And it was like, I feel kind of bad because I feel like the moment was good. I just feel like something about it just didn't hit.
It
quite as
passed too
hard.
quickly. They didn't spend enough time on it. It feels like this was 2 episodes. It feels like this was a 13 episode show, and this episode they could have dedicated it fully to this, like at least 70% to this performance. Instead, it was like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the episode was her like learning about, oh, I made all this money. Oh, I can quit my job. I can be, this or that. Like it just. I think maybe it also looked a little bit too much just like the normal show. It feels like they had a lot left in the tank to make this the big thing, and maybe they did. Maybe it's a budget thing as well. I don't know as far as those details.
Yeah.
But it feels like they could have gone way harder than they did, and I think maybe they took it back and made it not as made us want more. And then maybe it's a tactic. I don't know if there's a manga for this. Maybe it's to sell the source material. I don't even know if it's anime original or not, but to make you want more for a second season. Like, oh, they cut it off there. One, like there's multiple purposes. One, it's a good joke and it messes with your expectations because they make you expect that there's going to be the third song and then it's going to go crazy. They cut it off. That's funny. They think. I don't think it was as funny as they wanted it to be for me. They make you want more. For the next time that they perform, and they make you want a next season. So then everybody goes online. They're like, oh my god, I need to see more Bocchi because it's so good. I feel so like cut off from that. 3, they get to have more slice of life to endear you more to the characters and kind of let you spend more time with them so that you get more attached again to like extend the life of the production potentially. This is just a speculation of mine, but it feels like those like instead of going hardcore into this like crescendo climax moment. They sort of cut it short on purpose for like these other reasons, and I feel like that with the level of quality that they've had for the rest of the show, with visually and in terms of the comedy, and just everything with the show is really high quality overall, and it's a very consistently high level of quality. It doesn't blow, it doesn't blow itself out of the water all the time. But there are times when it just turns it up and just like goes crazy with animation or gets really experimental. And for the critical moment where it was a serious climax, they chose to really not go into that at all. They chose to literally cut it off before they reached their potential. And there must be a reason for that. I don't agree with that. I think that I definitely would have liked this a lot more if they really put a lot more into this, and if this was like the final battle episode and it was like a huge fucking deal. All the whole show's about comedy, the whole show's about them just like wholesomely hanging out. Let's get serious for one moment instead of like, tamping it down or taking the easy way out of all of these things like we've been talking about with all the character decisions and all the character setup and everything. Feels like constantly they take the lesser route, the easier route, the more surface level fun route that works with what they want to do. And I think if there was a moment to get more serious and get really in the shit and get and hit it hard and not just be surface level, not just turn it into a joke, take its content seriously, this was the moment, and they kind of fucked it up for a reason, not on accident. Like that's the thing, is it's a choice. So if I get mad at it, it's it is kind of on me because this is what the show's always been about. It is congruent with the rest of the way the rest of the show has gone. So it's a taste thing as far as I'm concerned, and I understand if a lot of people really liked the way that they cut it off there, or really thought that it was congruent with the rest of the show, because it is congruent with the rest of the show. It fits with the way the show has been setting up, like with all of the Yuri baiting and alcoholism being a joke and social anxiety being a really serious thing that they don't go super hard into. Like they use it as a way to characterize Bocchi and tell jokes about shit and make it relate to, but not take it too seriously, just make it more lighthearted. That's been a consistent thing, so they stayed consistent with the rest of the show, but I feel like there was a serious opportunity to not go that direction and still keep in line with the rest of the show, go really hard, save a little bit of the budget if it is a budgetary thing from the rest of the show, and put it towards this moment that really counts. Then they could have had a seriously like climactic badass moment, and I feel like they kind of fucked it up personally. personally. But it's not, it is just that, I'll say that's just a taste thing, because like I said, it is in line with how they've treated moments and different things in the rest of the show. It's been more lighthearted since the start, so I can't get too mad at it. It's a personal preference thing. I guess let me know if you guys feel the same way, or if you guys think I'm or if you guys completely disagree and you just loved it outright.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, maybe it was something with the animation or like the sound design, or like something about it just didn't feel as intense as it was. Like, it was clearly a very intense moment. Her guitar was like broken. She was panicking. Kita saw it and like really took control. It was super badass. And then Bocchi like had an idea randomly and like pulled it out and executed, and everyone loved it, and it was really cool. It just, when I think about the moment in their previous concert, when Bocchi like had her shining moment, I feel like that moment was so much bigger than this, and it maybe should have been the other way around. Like, and I'm not sure. Do you mind if we go back and actually watch that? I guess. I just want to see it so I can see it, if I can like figure out exactly like what the difference is.
I think this was just about on par with that. If slightly less, but I think partly the reason why it feels slightly less. What episode was it? You can find it. I think part of the reason it feels slightly less, it wasn't too far early. I'm not sure when it was. I think the reason why it might feel slightly less is because, one, I think it actually is. I think that with animation, with cuts with different perspective shifts, like with both visual perspective and shifting perspective to people in the audience and people like the manager, the random people in the audience, Bocchi, Kita, Nijika, Ryo, it switched to a bunch of different things, and it felt like a group, like it felt like a battle scene in this version. In the one we just watched, it felt like very focused in on Bocchi, which could work, but again, it's like, I think partly the reason why it felt less was because this was more in line, and we were expecting more from the next time it happened, basically, is kind of what I'm saying.
Is that right if we watch it? Sure,
if you want.
I'd like to.
Yeah, see, like, just little perspective things, and like, it feels like it matters more.
Yeah. And like, that like slightly out of focus, they're like jumping around all these close-ups. It just seems so much more intense.
Yeah, it feels like that it should have had at least that level, if even more experimental animation, but also maybe they didn't want to do the same thing twice, so they made it more lighthearted, they made it more fun. They didn't want to make it super dramatic, but I think you could make it more impactful. Yeah. Without going super, like, this was a very dark thing. It was like, it felt like it was their one chance. It was like, it felt like it was like, and they did kind of a season finale thing where they like ended the whole arc and like played the dramatic credits with the black screen and everything. So this could have been like the season finale if they dragged it out a little bit more, but they had this little mini arc again afterwards.
I think what's kind of interesting is what maybe would have been more of an interesting choice in this last episode that we just watched, because in this, it felt like everything came to life when she started playing, and it felt like she was really in the zone. Everything, the lighting, the shots, the way the audience was like people were noticing. It just felt very distinct, and like she was really coming into her own. And then obviously in the school festival second performance, when her guitar is broken, I think what would have been cool if we like kind of maybe got in her head a little bit, and like the sound of the rest of the band started to like fade out, like was a little bit muffled, and then when Kita like came in with the save, then it like came back to life for her and like re-inspired her, and we were like had that sense of like,
well, the thing is, they did that. It's just that they didn't put emphasis on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like the same thing could have happened, but just like subtle things could have been different to like really give it a bit more of like a punch when it kicked in, you know?
Yeah. There's a million editing things in the episode 8 performance, and that, you know, editing and lighting and perspective and animation and just everything was just, there was just more emphasis on everything, and it was really a big moment, and it feels like they just didn't care as much, or they didn't want to put as much emphasis. They also probably didn't want to just do the same thing, which is a fair point, but you can just have a big climactic performance for your last episode. You built up 3 episodes for this big performance.
Yeah.
You know, why? And her parents are there and all these people are there. It's a bigger thing. It felt, and it also, the whole thing felt in this last episode felt more zoomed out. Like when they were talking to the audience, it was like we were just looking at the whole room.
I wonder if it was a different like episode director.
It might have been a budgetary thing because it's their last episode.
That's true.
That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe they cut it short. And I don't know if there's a manga and that whole dive thing was in there. I actually don't know if there was a manga, but yeah, I just think that the whole thing did not hit as hard, and it's really disappointing. It feels like the real big moment was this, and that's also not uncommon for a lot of stories for like the middle to be the best part. Think Pain Arc, think like Empire Strikes Back. Like the fight in Empire Strikes Back is way more, I think, iconic and climactic personally, or like emotionally resonant, I'd say, than like the end battle in Return of the Jedi or whatever the fuck it's called, episode 6, whatever it is. You know, it's not uncommon for like the darkest, you know, most serious, emotionally brooding feeling of hopelessness kind of in the middle before you like come out of that, and then now you're ready to face the big boss, and it's the school festival, and then they kind of knock it out of the park and it's not a big deal. Yeah, I really feel like they could have done episode 13's performance way better, and it didn't feel like the big send-off climax, like blowout success that I think it should have been. Yeah. Or that it, you know, and it feels like maybe they did it for the wrong reason. Maybe it's because it was a budgetary thing, that's why they cut it. Maybe it was because they wanted more slice of life. Maybe because they wanted you to leave you off and leave you wanting more, so that you go buy merchandise, or you go to Twitter and say, oh, I want a season 2, and then they make a season 2. I don't know.
I guess I would have just liked Bocchi to, instead of getting like knocked unconscious and then just kind of like, you know, going back to her normal thing, I think it would have been nice to, you know, have her like end off feeling super confident, like instead of being put on the spot like that. If she just like got to kind of ride it out nicely, the feeling of being in a situation that previously probably would have paralyzed her, but then she really overcame it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of does hold through to the end of the episode, though. You know, when she goes out and gets the guitar and it's all crazy and stuff. But then at the end, we see the shot of her, she's going out, and then we see like, she used to spend all of her time in here. She used to never leave here. Yeah. And then this is like abandoned now. There's a little bit of light peeking in, like, you know, before it just used to be a dark pit. And then she's going out and like spending time with her friends instead of sitting in the closet by herself, which is a nice way to end it off, because, you know, in the start it starts off with her in the closet just like playing guitar and like sitting around by herself.
It's a good way to end it off. And then it's her alone in the street. I don't know. It's fine. All the slice of life stuff, and all them hanging out as friends, going shopping and chilling out and just being friends in a normal world, and all the comedy, like that's always been a strong suit of the show. And the performances, I guess I never realized until now that the performance aspect seems to be kind of secondary to all of this. And I guess it always was. I just never thought how less it was to the overall story until I guess I saw this, and maybe it was just this one-time thing. Maybe other people are, you know, again, we don't know if other people feel the same way as we do, or if everyone's just gonna be like, I didn't care, it was fun, I don't give a shit. You know, it seems like that's kind of what I expect. A lot of people are just like, I don't know why you guys are making such a big deal out of it. It was just fun, and I had fun with Bocchi. And we're just kind of overreacting. But like, yeah, I just feel genuinely kind of cucked by this. Like, it just feels like such a waste, honestly, for the final thing. Personally, if I'm being 100% honest, I really did not like this, like the way they cut it off there, and the way that they did not. It didn't feel like they did the finale justice, personally. But I like Bocchi. I like Kita. I'm glad that they succeeded. And I guess I'd watch. I'd for sure watch a season 2 if it came out, for sure. You know, it was definitely a lot of fun. But I guess we'll leave the rest of the whole review
for the review.
Leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next show. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.